The president is the best communicator that we have in the White House.
Best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
The best communicator, yes. This is right to your face, gaslighting you. That's what the definition is. Just lying right to your face, telling you one thing that isn't true. You know, I can't do it anymore. I'm done. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Zeducation, and welcome to our longest running series of That Didn't Age Well. It's been a while since we've had a That Didn't Age Well episode that has been on Zeducation. If you've been following for a while, we've posted a few exclusive Substack That Didn't Age Well episodes. So after today's show, head over to Substack and watch those episodes for free. You don't have to sign up for anything. You can watch them right on the Substack app. And if you are new to this series, here on this series, we highlight hypocritical and lying politicians, mainstream media, and celebrities and entertainers. Why? Because it's funny at this point. We have to laugh at it. We have to laugh at these gaslighting people in DC, these lying politicians on both sides. We got a Fox News clip here coming up. We have Mike Pence himself. So if you are ready for today's show, head down and like this video. And if you are new here, please make sure you are subscribed and have the bell clicked for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Now, on to today's list of things that didn't age well. Number 10. For this first one, we go to the NFL. We're going to keep it light on number 10 here, because you guys know I'm a big football fan. I love sports. Some of you don't. That's okay. But we're going to this tweet from 2013 that this guy says, "I'm sorry. I just don't get the Travis Kelce hype. I see a guy that might be a good backup tight end, but will be an underwhelming starter." I hope you're not in the sports analyst business anymore, because obviously we know how that turned out. 2 Super Bowls, arguably the best receiving tight end of all time. Another NFL, we got Josh Allen. 2010, when I eat, I don't leave a tip. And this didn't age well, because that's what happens, buddy. This is what happens. I like you, I do. But when you don't tip, karma, it bites you. This is why you lost this year. That's because you didn't tip. Come on, man. Number 9. All right, guys, now we get into the serious stuff, all right? We go to this non-binary Biden nuclear official Sam Brinton fired after multiple luggage theft charges. Beautiful, beautiful story. In charge of nukes, right? And out there stealing luggage. And not long after the story, just a few months, someone was watching this story and said, "Wait a minute, I think that's my clothing." When this woman tweeted, "My name is Asa Kamson, Tanzanian fashion designer based in Houston, Texas. I lost my bag in 2018 in DCA recently. I heard the news on Fox News about Sam Brinton luggage issue. Surprisingly, I found his images, wore my custom-made outfits, which was in the lost bag in 2018. All right, and then we got here some more. There's a picture of her fashion and Sam Brinton wearing it. How long was this going on? How many bags of luggage were stolen? This is unbelievable. Ladies out there, do you see any photos of your clothing? You might have to comb through there, because if you ever lost a bag, any of you that ever went to the airport and never got your bag back, you might want to check. Might have been stolen at some point. Number 8. Number 8, we got to go to this one, because this is a really common thing. I see this all the time. People who know nothing about guns, they spew stuff like this.
If that's a word, it makes macho the people who possess it. Oh, look at me, I'm a big deal.
It's a rifle.
And it's not a rifle.
Yes, it's
Greg.
a rifle.
It is a machine.
What does AR stand for?
It is an automatic rifle.
No, that's not what it is.
Well, all I know is that AR-15.
What does AR stand for? Automatic rifle. No. It obviously got felt he didn't have the heart to stomp him into the ground, which he should have. Because this is a common thing that just, it's hilarious to, like I said, hear people who know nothing about guns talk like this. Armalite rifle is what it stands for, buddy. It doesn't stand for automatic rifle. Just so you know. You can share this to all your friends. Next, I can't, these examples, blood pressure rising, Number 7, we have a few more politicians. We're starting with Mike Pence here. This is what he had to say last fall, when the whole Trump classified documents, when the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago. You guys remember that? It was a big deal. Can't believe Trump did this, right? That was the narrative, and here was Mike Pence on this.
You take any classified documents with you from the White House? I did not. Do you see any reason for anyone to take classified documents with them leaving the White House?
Well, there'd be no reason to have classified documents, particularly if they were in an unprotected area.
Well, there were classified documents, and they were in, as you report, an unprotected area.
Right.
And not too long after that, here we go. New classified document found in FBI search of Pence home. No reason, Mr. Pence. Then you got old Joe. Here's what we know about the classified documents found at Joe Biden's home and office. Seemingly in Joe Biden's garage, in only one of the locations, there's several locations now at this point, where it was not secured, obviously. And Hunter was allegedly renting the place. Allegedly. We don't know the whole truth, because we'll never find out the whole truth. You know, that's the thing about these things. If you haven't been blackpilled yet, well, I'm sorry to tell you, nothing's going to happen. But the point here is the hypocrisy. Shame, raid Mar-a-Lago, shame on Trump, blah, blah, blah. And they're all doing the same thing. It's like, it's all a show. It's all a show. And I have to say this, you guys all, you know that I have my problems with Trump, whatever. It doesn't matter. The fact is here, that was a political hit piece, clearly. Number 6. I love this story because this happens all the time. You talk about the billionaires, the rich. That's the narrative, right? Fair share, man. Pay your taxes. They're not going to do that because they know the game. And the game is this. Check this out. LA Times, Bill Gates made 2022's biggest charitable donation, $5 billion. Look at that. Well, let's go into the details here. Topping the list is Gates, who gave $5 billion to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Who runs the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation? Wait a minute. So you're donating it to your own foundation? Okay, where does that money go? How much of that is actually spent on charitable stuff? This is the game, though. You look at a lot of these billionaires. I think Warren Buffett as well. They also have a foundation. Who runs the foundation? I don't know. Maybe their kids. Some of them. Maybe. Can we look into it? Maybe. Do I blame them? No, but don't make a headline like you're doing something prophetic, because you're not. You're saving taxes. Number 5. A couple fun ones here on number 5. First, we go to the stock guru, Jim Cramer. We can't have a list like this anymore without him being on there. It's just the amount of things that didn't age well with his picks are endless. Here's some headlines along the Alibaba chart. Cramer's lightning bolt round, buy and hold Alibaba. As it goes down further. Later on, Cramer's lightning round, buy Alibaba. As it goes down further and it bottoms at the very, very bottom, Cramer says impossible to recommend Chinese stocks in a hostile communist regime. Get out of here, dude. Look, it's impossible to be 100% accurate with your picks. It really is. Okay? You're batting like 70%, 80%. That's unbelievable. But this guy has a show. He's telling people where to put their money, and he's continually doing stuff like this. It's a crime. It really is. If you invested in the Inverse Cramer Index, which is an account on Twitter, you'd be up a lot of money. That's a fact. Check it out. Another fun one here. These conflicting studies. I love these. We got 1 egg a day lowers your risk of type 2 diabetes. Controversial study says it promotes fatty acids that protect you from the disease. And it looks like just almost 2 years later, actually, eating just 1 egg a day increases your risk of diabetes by 60%, study warns. Trust the science, guys. We know this. Obviously, it's always right. Duh. Next, number 4. For this one, we go to this beautiful, beautiful example of New York Times. Let me first say, when we come to the election time, when you question a candidate's health, which you should all do, you get reprimanded for it, generally. It's like, oh, how dare you? That's ableist. That's ageist. Don't ask those questions. Are they able to fitly serve our country and make sound decisions? Don't say that. And this is what the New York Times had to say about it back in the last election. When Fetterman declined to debate, Oz made his stroke an issue. As he should have. Because here's the situation we're in now, as reported on by the New York Times. Fetterman, recovering after stroke, labors to adjust to life in the Senate. So now it is a real problem. Like, is he fit to serve right now? It doesn't seem so. And it didn't seem so when he ran. So everyone questioning it then should have been questioning it then. But again, I digress. Number three, we have a handful of examples from Mr. Joe Biden. Number one here, back March 11th, 2022, he said,
the idea that we're going to send in offensive equipment and have planes and tanks and trains going in with American pilots and American crews, just understand, and don't kid yourself, no matter what you all say, that's called World War III.
Then, not even a year later, on January 25th, 2023,
Today, I'm announcing that the United States will be sending 31 Abrams tanks to Ukraine.
what changed? Yeah. Another example from Joe, when he's getting fact-checked on Twitter, which this is the beautiful part about having Elon own Twitter. We can actually fact-check liars like this on Twitter, a national platform, and everyone can see it. It's beautiful. So here we go. House Republicans have proposed a new 23% national sales tax on American families, increasing the prices of everything from groceries and gas to food and medicine. American families need more breathing room, not less. And in the fact check, in the truth, on a government website, it says, while the bill does institute a 23% national sales tax, it also eliminates the income tax, payroll tax, and estate tax. It also includes a number of refunds and credits in Chapter 2, and further refunds and rebates for families in Chapter 3. So again, fact checks on these lies. Another beautiful one, just off the top of my head, says he decreased the national debt by 1.7 trillion, and it's actually gone up over 3 trillion under him. So this is the one beautiful thing about social media, is it's pretty easy to find the truth. Hard to sift through sometimes, but they can't lie like they did back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, because we can easily go check. Number 2. When woke culture falls flat on its face, it is just it's a beautiful thing. You love it. You love to see it. And it happens all the time with these people. For example, woke Angela Davis. This is who she is. Gavin Newsom's wife celebrates Angela Davis, former fugitive Communist Party member for Women's History Month. Former Black Panther. Very woke person pushing these extreme agendas, dividing people up into groups and saying one group is bad, one group is good. It's a very, very cancerous and toxic culture being pushed. Very divisive. That's why I don't like woke culture. It's not good for America. So as this lady is pushing all of this, like I said, she was a Black Panther, very extreme. She found out some very, very, very hard to swallow information. Okay, check this out.
Any idea what you're looking at? That is a list of the passengers on the Mayflower.
No, I can't believe this. No, my ancestors did not come here on the Mayflower.
Your ancestors came on the Mayflower.
No.
You are descended
from
from one of the 101 people who sailed on the Mayflower.
Oof.
So 100 people-ish on the Mayflower, and her lineage, her family, her heritage was on that? How dare she? How is she going to atone for the sins of America, this evil, awful, crazy place, right? Her family did it. Her family was over here conquering the Indian tribes. She did that. Her family was involved in the slave trade. What is she? What kind of reparations is she going to pay? Very embarrassing to know that this entire thing that you've been pushing was kind of a lie. I mean, because you're part of it, right? Embarrassing. Number 1. Oh, this one. This one. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful example of, can we trust anything the media says ever again? Truly, and I honestly mean that. For example, here's one. NPR in 2020. Scientists debunk lab accident theory of pandemic emergence. Scientists dismiss the idea that the coronavirus pandemic was caused by the accident in a lab. Scientists, obviously. More from 2020. A new poll finds 40% of respondents believe in a baseless conspiracy theory that the coronavirus was created in a lab in China. There is zero evidence for this. Scientists say the virus was transmitted to humans from another species. And then you got places like Vice saying, Trump's Wuhan lab coronavirus conspiracy theory is bogus, according to, everyone? Obviously, guys, it didn't start there. We know that, the scientists all agree, right? Trust the scientists, trust them. Now, more evidence is coming out, more reports. The Wall Street Journal reported this lab leak most likely origin of COVID-19 pandemic, U.S. agency now says. Then, the FBI director, this is coming from NPR. On Fox News, the FBI director reiterated the agency's assessment that COVID was unleashed after a potential lab incident. Don't forget this part, though. That's not the consensus among the intelligence and scientific communities. Wait a minute. I thought it was baseless. Are you discrediting the FBI? How dare you? Are you a conspiracy group now, NPR? How would you ever discount what the FBI says? The FBI director is saying this, so obviously it must be true, right? That's what you guys told us for the last however many years. Didn't you? Bonus! We got a couple bonus clips for you today, since it's been a while since we had our That Didn't Age Well series. Another narrative that was pretty false came from stuff like this. This is back in 2019. Russia's manipulation of Twitter was far vaster than believed by this Tim Starks guy. And now, almost 4 years later, same guy writes this headline: Russian trolls on Twitter had little influence on 2016 voters. Wow, that was a nice little tail tuck there. Tough. Bonus number 2. Oh, bonus number 2, we got Greta. Always a fine day when you have Greta on these lists. Greta says, what a huge success with masks and social distance. Hundreds of thousands returned to the streets demanding climate action in over 3,200 places on all continents, including Antarctica. The fight for a future doesn't end here. This is just the beginning. And in another tweet, she says, the problem with plastic pollution in the ocean is even worse than anyone feared. There's actually more microplastic 1,000 feet down than there is in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. We can't continue like this. And we know for a fact, Greta, that this is also, something you promoted. This is something you did. 1.6 billion disposable masks entered the ocean in 2020 and will take 450 years to biodegrade. Kind of contradictory there a little bit. I don't know. You're outside. I don't know why you were doing that, but next. And our last bonus clip here, we got Maggie Murdaugh. Happy Father's Day to the best. Who everybody... If you've been following that, that's dark. We're going to end it there. What do you think about today's examples? All these things that didn't age well, all these conflicting media reports. Do you trust anything in the media anymore? You say, oh, study finds, or scientists say, or experts warn, intelligence agencies say. That's the appeals to authority. They say that, and then all of a sudden, you're supposed to just take everything after that as truth. We know, after the last however many years, that you can't always do that. Let me know what you think down in the comments. While you're down there, please like this video. Please help us get it recommended to others. Also, be sure to head over to zmedia.substack.com and check the exclusive That Didn't Age Well videos over there. That's it for today's video. Until next time, I'm Tyler Zed. This is Zeducation.
The president is the best communicator that we have in the White House.
Idiots.